The Freedom Convoy protest continued all weekend in Ottawa's parliamentary district, attended by thousands. There were reports that protesters urinated on the National Aboriginal Veterans Monument, causing one Indigenous veteran to feel he had to spring into action.
So first what we did was we shoveled off the pee stains, to be honest, and we cleaned it up in that regard. And while I was doing that, I lit some smudge. And then I made sure that both spaces were smudged appropriately.
Prime Minister Trudeau spoke up Monday about the events that unfolded in Ottawa's downtown in the past few days.
Freedom of expression, assembly, and association are cornerstones of democracy, but Nazi symbolism, racist imagery, and desecration of war memorials are not. It is an insult to memory and truth.
Trudeau was asked why he didn't meet with protesters.
But I have also chosen to not go anywhere near protests that have expressed hateful rhetoric, violence towards fellow citizens, and a disrespect not just of science, but of the frontline health workers and, quite frankly, the 90% of truckers who have been doing the right thing to keep Canadians safe, to put food on our tables.
The House of Commons also resumed for the first time since the Christmas break on Monday. House Leader Mark Holland outlined some of the government's legislative priorities. These include more funding for COVID-19 rapid tests, reform of the Official Languages Act, and a review of mandatory minimum sentencing. Last week on Nation to Nation, the NDP's Indigenous Services critic, Laurie Idlout, says she plans to hold the government to account on a number of files, including offering more supports for victims and families of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls.
The funding that was announced for counseling for the MMIWG, $300,000 over 3 years, just was not sufficient. It isn't nearly enough. So there needs to be a lot more resources.
Fraser Needham, APTN National News, Ottawa.